Heyo, how's it going? How's it going? How are we feeling? How are we feeling? You look like a guy with no internet. Hey, ooh, good one. Got him! Got him! It's rough when you come back from a restart like that. Like, it just kind of takes me out of my flow, or it takes me out of my, what I was talking about, where we were, what are we looking at. It's rough. It's rough. I know. Um... Get that down here. Okay. Hey yo, hey yo, hey yo. Cheers. Cheers, cheers. I know, I know. What's up, what's up, what's up? Good morning, good afternoon. We're back, we're back. I know. I took a lift ride. Oh, I got a ride. Woo! I'm out. What are we looking at? Okay, so talking about the built-in features to the XRP ledger. Built-in features to the XRP ledger. I don't think White's brought his parrot. I don't think he brought his parrot to this talk, but this is a really good. This is a really good talk he does. You know, he basically points out a lot of things that people don't even realize are possible inside the XRP ledger. Like these functions are built into the XRP ledger. Like most people need to basically use the smart contract functions of Ethereum to put some of these functions into use, but the XRP ledger has them built in. The XRP ledger has it built in. So, whoa, someone donated another $50 and I didn't see it. Oh no, I hate it when that happens. I really, not only just because it kind of messes with our flow and it interrupts us. It's just rough. It's hard to get back in. I miss you guys. I miss you guys' donations. I miss you guys' support and your comments. So yeah, it's rough. I don't know what happened, honestly. It says that my computer's fine. It says it's got pretty low load. So it was having trouble this morning. Google was having trouble connecting, I think, to whoa.
With no pants and sing, sing, sing. That's the way we do it in Beta World. Send me some Waits Wind gift cards.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. I needed that laugh. I really appreciate your support, and I definitely needed that de-stressing laugh there. I literally almost had another glitch. Like, it started to freeze. I saw all the screens stop moving, and I was like, no! I started to yell a little bit, like, no! And then it came back, and I got to see Clara B's donation. Thank you so much, Clara B. It means a lot. I really appreciate you. And for whoever donated the $50 before Clara B and after Jeff, if I didn't get to thank you so much. It means a lot. It will all be XRP. It will all be XRP soon. If that means anything to you or not, I don't know. Instead of movie reviews, we should all watch a movie together and leave the live chat going. It'd be mystery theater, but probably not as funny. Jack, I might do that, dude. I might do that. That sounds like a thing we could do. Let's talk about it. There's a lot of cool things I want to do, and that brings up an idea that I have. I'm looking to basically, especially because of how much support you guys have given me financially. I'm looking to create a fund that's like a Kung Fu Nerd fund, where we basically, I'm going to take like $1,000 and we'll diversify it into a portfolio, and it'll be our public portfolio. I think this is an exciting thing to do. You guys are always asking me about my personal portfolio, like how do I split the percentages? If I had $1,000, what would I buy into? That's the thing I want to do, I think. I want to make a public portfolio for us.
A twister of twists once twisted of the twist that he twisted was a 3 twisted in. Twisting this twist, if a twist should untwist. Would the twist that untwisted untwist the twists?
Something twisting? Are you something about twisting? XRP grind, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys. It means a lot, and I really like this text to chat function. It really makes me appreciate you guys' comments more. So let's watch banking on Bitcoin. Why not? The robot voice kills the stream. It's like trying to process it and load it. So yeah, it's something I want to do. I want to do a public fund. I basically want to do a public fund, and let's say that this $1,000 goes to multi-millions of dollars. It'll be something that we'll spend together. Maybe we'll buy like a vacation house for the Kung Fu Nerd channel, or maybe we'll buy, like, this is big ideas. I know. But I want to make $1,000 fund and publicly have it a public display of of the portfolio, and then we manage it together. We move some money, et cetera, make some money, and et cetera, et cetera. That sounds fun. And the movie chat thing, that sounds cool as well. The movie chat sounds cool. Speechless. You can't hear the sound? Hello. Oh, okay, I won't yell. I'm sorry. I won't yell. But basically, to give you an idea, just so we can have a portfolio we manage publicly, I think that'd be fun for us. And I saw someone a moment ago say XRP Tipbot needs a text function. They have a text function. You can text XRP now. You can text XRP. That's right. Text XRP. It's a thing. So, looking at the news, let's run through this bad boy before we crash and before we completely shut down again. This came out yesterday, 2 days ago actually, and it was probably something we should have addressed more directly because it's very, very integral to the Bittrex, or to XRP, the Bittrex adding XRP trading pairs. Eve asked about this earlier in the stream. I think that their date, August 20th, I don't know. They said it's definitely happening. They said they're definitely going live August 20th with these trading pairs. I'm not sure about that definitive date, but they said it, so I'll stand by it. Why not? Bittrex, again, adding the Ethereum Classic and XRP on August 20th. Pretty big news, honestly. Pretty big news. This is kind of crazy, too. The Honey Miner signs up 50,000 users for easy crypto mining app. People still, starting up these mining companies. And you can see why, mining companies might be a good idea at first. But if you look long term and you're thinking like years and years down the road, I'm not sure if that's the smartest plan. I'm not sure how long. I mean, obviously, a lot of coins do function off mining. A lot of coins are mineable. But I don't know. I'm not going to say much more about that. You started using Honey Miner? Tell me more about it. Is it an app, or is it a desktop application you just download, or is it what is it? Tell me more about it. Trying to raise money to use a gaming desktop to earn $3 to $4 per day. That's cool. Honestly, I think this is cool. It's software, very cool. Honestly, I think that this is great because we need more people providing these kind of like user-friendly applications. The user experience is very important, I think, for a lot of us to just be able to jump in and easily click through some of these miners. So that's really cool. And earlier, I think Clara B was like, "Why are we doing this again?" When we were looking at the Google trend data, well, it's because today they posted an article saying Google search can predict Bitcoin price increases. This is obviously not the most precise data, but yeah, it does lend some insight as to people searching for a specific term, i.e. Bitcoin or XRP. Someone's saying that today's close could be pivotal for Bitcoin's price. What does that mean? Well, Bitcoin's close today will likely decide the short-term trend in prices, meaning that BTC traded yesterday within the high and low range of the previous day, indicating that bears have likely run out of steam and the bulls are still reluctant to enter the market at these levels. So you can see we're in this weird quagmire, right? The bears have run out of steam and the bulls are reluctant. We're just kind of like sitting here wondering like who's going to jump ship first? Who's doing something? It seems safe to say that Bitcoin market has become indecisive in the last 24 hours. However, a stronger corrective rally could be seen over the weekend if prices find acceptance above today's high. So the weekends are normally maybe a little chill, but they're saying there might be some real movement or some activity depending on today's close, depending on the price at close today. But again, the term close, I don't know what they mean because it doesn't close. The market doesn't close. Crypto market doesn't close. So, interesting there. Interesting. Did you guys follow this at all? I don't know if we should start just segueing into like real news. Welcome to the news with Kung Fu. Elon Musk is apparently considering taking Tesla private. But he also made some tweets about it. That people are saying might get him in trouble. What do you guys think about this? What do you guys think about Tesla? What about Musk? What do you guys think about Peter Thiel and Musk's history? There's a lot of information around like his, you know, there's not a lot of information. There's not a lot of information about his trajectory, his path moving forward. I think he's very purposely quiet. I think he's very purposely quiet about where he's headed because he's very disruptive. He's been very disruptive to a lot of major industries. So of course he's not publicly telling them he's coming after them until after he's already in the position to do so. And I think that makes him a target, mainly in the media. That makes him a target in the media, I think. Tron, did I say Quagmire? Yes, I did. You've been back at work. I'm trying to catch up on you guys' comments really quick. Musk is great. Yeah, he is. I agree. Musk is great. What was someone saying? Eve, what are you saying about BTC and USD trading halted? That's interesting. Musk is great. The day candle closes at 6 p.m.-ish. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. What were we thinking about? Okay, next article. Ripple. Next big thing. Don't get fooled by the current price. And we made a video yesterday called 50 million in 3 seconds costs 30 cents. That was yesterday's video. I don't know if I even need to make any more XRP videos. I feel like yesterday's video, it wasn't really specific. Like, it didn't go into a lot of the technology. It didn't talk about a lot of the specifics necessarily about XRP, but it did pretty much highlight like the main reason, the main reason that XRP is so great. It's amazing. XRP is literally amazing, and so highlighting the 50 million moved in 3 seconds cost 30 cents. I feel like that's all I need to say. I feel like that's all that needs to be said. I feel like that's the last XRP video I ever need to make. So I'll probably make another one tomorrow. There's a really good article that I'm probably going to cover in a video soon, and it basically just like really highlights all the beautiful things about XRP and the continual lack of understanding around the technology. There's basically like two camps. There's camp like, I care about technology, I look for utility, I want to find what works and understand how it works, that's what I'm in. And then there's just like this like weird like blind maximalist community that like picks one coin and they like worship the influencers of that space and they get all hyped on it. It's a weird thing happening. And XRP is not excluded from that. There's people in this space that are definitely XRP maximalists, and even David Schwartz is saying it's not going to be a one coin world. We're saying XRP is going to be the base. It'll become the standard. It'll become the base layer of the Internet of Value. So we're saying people don't even need to hold it, and it'll potentially work out really well. That's exciting to look at. Do I hold ADA? Yes, I do hold ADA, and the fact that it's $120 right now for 1,000 is pretty crazy. $1,200 for 10,000 Cardano. Same thing for XRP. $3,370 for 10,000 XRP. That's so insane. You can become a 10,000 holder real quick. No big deal. So yeah, that's the article entirely talking about Ripple's the next big thing. Don't get fooled by the current price. The price right now has nothing to do with it. And I think just like Sonny Rob saying right now, or Sonny OB saying, I hope it's not a security. I think that question, that looming question, is still possibly taking away from any momentum we would see in XRP right now. Again, referencing that Yale article we keep dropping over and over again. Two things that move the price, speculative investments and momentum. So the hype around the speculative investments, not on XRP. Momentum right now, not on XRP. That's okay. Game over. Wall Street analyst says Bitcoin must not breach year-to-date support. Must not breach. I don't understand. Once the top is complete on the support violation, the security in question can often be considered permanently impaired or even game over. We are, of course, referencing Bitcoin as Exhibit A in today's market. Okay. DeGraff, who received multiple accolades for his trading insights in the past 20 years, has claimed that Bitcoin's price movement suggests the large cryptocurrency is permanently impaired. CNBC quotes DeGraff as writing that Bitcoin's parabolic moves are notoriously dangerous for short sellers, adding that a top normally develops with the appearance of a descending triangle over months, with reduced volatility and little fanfare. So what is he saying? Possibly there's some reality to this, and that's why I've been thinking about making more Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin videos, because we see a lot of legacy banking institutions talking about launching ETFs on Bitcoin, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything for Bitcoin itself. It doesn't mean anything for Bitcoin to have on-chain transactions that work. It doesn't mean anything for the Lightning Network. It doesn't mean anything for a slew of things tied to Bitcoin. The ETFs do not lend support to Bitcoin being a functional cryptocurrency. They only lend the possibility for people to speculate about it away from Bitcoin itself. So I see this as a reality. I see this as a very, very real possibility that we're strangling Bitcoin's chain, choking it out, choking it to death as we build out the Lightning Network and the ETFs on top of it, and that might be fine for them. They might know that. They might know that they're basically like killing the chain just so they can run these electronic traded funds on top of it. So I don't know where it's headed, but I do recognize the risks, and I agree here that there's some very negative indicators. Even referencing like what I don't know who you said that, but referencing like the low liquidity of BTC, it's real. Like there's a real problem here, and the fact that people are still, I think, trying to build out over Bitcoin, I think it all comes back to the Lightning Network and claiming that it's going to work. They're claiming it's going to work. They're like, don't worry, guys, don't worry. Lightning Network will be fine. But the problem is that I've yet to see it work. No one's seen it work yet. XRP is working right now. Like I can send you millions of dollars right now. So what's the possibility? What's the possibility of that? What's the possibility that the Bitcoin price just plummets? Like even though they launch ETFs, even though they launch Lightning Network, it's hard to say. It's hard to say, and I think people are still kind of waiting, thinking Lightning Network's going to like be launched and they're going to just be able to do whatever they want with it. But it still is so far away from doing anything. It's still so far away from doing anything, and I don't think its success rate's very high. I think it's still like 0.1% success rate with a transaction over $1 or something, or over $3. I have no idea. So yeah, Lightning Network, Bitcoin, what's happening? Is it still worth buying a Bitcoin? I ask myself these questions every day. Is Bitcoin a total disaster? Wow, hey, whoa, that's the name of the next article. Forbes, how'd you do that? Forbes, I'll see you, Forbes. Bitcoin is still a total disaster. What inflation would be in terms of Bitcoin? So looking at this article, one thing the currency is supposed to do that Bitcoin never has is maintain a stable value. Boom, zing, got him there. As an investment analyst, Eddie Elfenbein points out, Elfenbein? my bad, Elfenbein. Bitcoin has gone through 4 bear markets in 2018 alone. Now, maybe you don't care if your money periodically loses 20% of its value, but most people tend to. Most people tend to care. What's really crazy, not that they reference this in this article, but I retweeted something early this morning about, I forget who, some nation-state currency lost 20% of their value inside a short period of time too. So it's just funny to look at this possible moment in time. Eric Voorhees tweeting, "We've entered a time now where some fiats are far less stable than Bitcoin." And of course, he's saying Bitcoin, and at the same moment, they're saying Bitcoin's not stable at all. They're saying Bitcoin's not stable at all. Oh, exchange traded fund. Thank you. You're correcting me. Exchange traded fund, not an electronic traded fund. Exchange traded fund. So I see a lot of potential that Bitcoin could still have a very high return because of the ETFs, because of the Lightning Network, possibly figuring it out and running and working. But looking at this article, talking about the lack of stability, talking about the loss of value, what do they end with? Where's the conclusion? The conclusion is really just kind of like a roller coaster of information. Talking about the Mt. Gox hacks, talking about Bitfinex exchanges, talking about the volatility behind Bitcoin and what it means. And in reality, people are saying it's enormously expensive. It's enormously expensive. It's not a very good utility, and it's even worse to try to actually use it. The transactions are irreversible. So there's a lot of things you can see. They're kind of like showing. There's a lot of things that they're highlighting that are problems with Bitcoin. And I think, honestly, like I said at the beginning of the video, most people don't understand the integrated functions of the XRP ledger yet. There's a lot of things built into the XRP ledger that you needed to launch Ethereum with smart contracts to create that possibility inside of another token. So very exciting stuff here. Very exciting stuff. And they're always innovating. They're always adding new stuff to it. So maybe this entire article is correct. Bitcoin is still a total disaster. But you and I know, Bitcoin is not where we are. Bitcoin's not where we're focused. Again, looking at the first example of the technology to show up on the scene, and then XRP to bring it home. XRP to knock it out of the park. Potentially that's interesting to look at this on Forbes because you can see the conversation still pretty much focused entirely on Bitcoin. And that's okay, I think. I don't expect it to shift until I think that they want it to. I think until they're ready for it to shift. Early crypto adopter Dish Network now accepts Bitcoin Cash. I'm becoming a Bitcoin Cash supporter. Moment by moment, the more I understand the code and look at the possibilities, I'm really just starting to feel like any of the news and hype against Bitcoin Cash is just propaganda by the Blockstream and Bitcoin. I'm open to debate. I'm open to be wrong. It's just the transaction fees. It's really just the transaction effectiveness, the ability for it to function as a utility, the ability for it to work. I saw yesterday on Twitter someone launched, I don't know what it was, like some app, PoMe, PoCash, Pookie, I don't know. Pookie? You guys heard of that Pookie app? So I'll try to find it. It was on Twitter. Someone was tweeting it. It's basically like a app functioning on Bitcoin Cash, and someone was saying, like, how is it so fast and cost nothing? And they were saying, well, we use the mempool feed and we use off-chain transactions. And someone was like, oh no, heaven forbid, off-chain transactions. And I'm pretty resistant. I'm resistant to off-chain transactions, but if you can make it work, they're a business, and they say that they insure the transactions themselves. So as a business offering that service and insuring those transactions, it does lend more support to me having faith in these no-cost, zero-fee off-chain transactions. Pop, thank you so much. Golly, I was wondering if one of you guys saw that. Thank you so much, Kelly Slade. Pop, I appreciate it. So this came out. It's Pop B Cash. It's not that. It's not that. Is it this one? Should I look for it on Twitter? Because I was looking at stuff for it on Twitter. Do you know what their Twitter is? Kelly, do you know what their Twitter is? Oh, Hand Cash? Yeah, there it is. Nice, dude. Thank you so much. Here we go. This is a video I watched yesterday. Lightning my ass. This is pretty funny. So yeah, Bitcoin Core is talking about building out Lightning Network. And they're saying it's going to work really well. And they're really excited about it. But it's not even built yet. It's not even built yet. It's not even built yet, guys. It's like trying to sell a car to someone and you're like, don't worry, we'll build it. We'll build it after you buy it. Actually, Tesla does that. Tesla does that. Shh! Stop making good analogies to take away from my points. Okay. Thank you, Kelly. Yeah, so this is pretty cool. Honestly, if you go look at the whole thread, there's actually a little funny argument in here. No, don't freeze. Okay. I think I have to log in. How does that work? That's a good question. They basically use the mempool and the zero confirmations effectively. They talk about this in this discussion here. So people talking about Lightning Network, people talking about Bitcoin Core, and I'm just saying, like, Bitcoin Cash has already got. Not only do they have also like the tip function that we have, they also have the text function. You know, they go through. You can see them basically debating with people about Bitcoin versus Bitcoin Cash, not using the real Bitcoin, et cetera, et cetera. People are always back and forth about this, picking sides, being very maximalist on their choices. And in reality, if you were to consider really we have no idea, I just consider it like an A/B split test. Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash to me is like an A/B split test, which means that, like, I really don't know. I do have more faith right now in Bitcoin Cash because of the code, because of the use, because of the transactions, because of the lack of trying to push the Lightning Network, which is basically like a payment channel they can tax. Aside from all this political stuff, and that's what sucks. That's what sucks so much, is like a lot of this is politics. Like, we're not just talking basic facts versus facts here. We're talking politics, and everyone's kind of like jockeying for position. So I don't know what to tell you about that. I do think that Bitcoin Cash is more true to the original white paper, and the code is more authentic for use. But I don't know if I don't think the flipping will happen. I think that they'll continue on with Bitcoin dominance because of the ETFs and because of the media's stranglehold on information. And that, you can see over time, is the same reason that XRP probably won't get the same hype it deserves by the media until it's too late. Until they're like, well, actually XRP is really fast and everything's built on it, and it's et cetera, et cetera. It's interesting. How does that work? I don't know. I don't know how it works with off-chain trends. I don't know how their thing works. I'm not sure. But that was something that was kind of interesting to look at. Again, talking about Bitcoin Cash, off-chain transactions. And honestly, yeah, I did that video about Bitcoin Cash for their birthday. And I've been pretty hard on Roger Ver in the past because of his presence. But when I really look inside myself, I realize we're a lot more alike than I'd want to take credit for. We're very much alike. I get excited, I get passionate, I get kind of loud and obnoxious. And he did come out supporting XRP. He was one of the original seed investors in XRP. That's what we did that video about. Roger Ver was one of the very first investors in XRP. And also, he has kind of scaled it down a little bit. He's become a little more chill. I do think for a minute he was kind of having a negative effect on the Bitcoin Cash's presence. But as of right now, after my video, when I said et cetera, he commented on it and said, yo, I was actually one of the first seed investors. And I was thinking about messaging him and asking to do like an interview with him about Ripple and about Bitcoin Cash, because I think he is very knowledgeable. And I think he does know a lot of stuff about this. And it's potentially interesting to see. It's all politics. It's a lot of politics now. So, what does that mean? Where are we headed? Early crypto adopter Dish Network accepts Bitcoin Cash. That's where we're headed. So many different people are letting go of BTC. So many people are letting go of BTC, like companies and merchants and online retailers, to start adopting Bitcoin Cash. So it's a very real adoption. It's a very real adoption arc. And in reality, it's a very real adoption arc because it serves the purpose that they originally intended BTC to serve. So I think that's exciting to look at. The transaction volume's up. Dish Network looks to accept Bitcoin Cash. What does that mean? It's a pretty early indicator that Bitcoin Cash is doing pretty good. And again, Diana Palmer is right. She said something earlier about her. I think you said something earlier about you supporting Bitcoin Cash, but you're not a big fan of Roger Ver. I think it's important to separate those two things. Whether I personally like Roger Ver or not, I think that shouldn't come in between my understanding about how useful Bitcoin Cash is, about how real Bitcoin Cash is as far as the code and the functionality and its use. So I think that's an important distinction to make. And I think that's important too for people, even if you look at this as an analogy, as a parallel to XRP. A lot of people are mad at banks. Banks make billions of dollars a year in transaction fees. Banks make billions of dollars a year on poor people. So I can understand there's animosity there. I can understand there's animosity towards banks. But if you confuse your animosity towards banks with this new digital asset, XRP, then you're just causing confusion for yourself. You're just creating barriers for yourself that you don't need to create. Same thing for any hate, really. Same thing for any, just turn towards what you want. Just turn your attention towards what you want and head that direction. It's way easier. Focus on what you want. I thought this would be interesting to look at because it says nothing about XRP and because it says nothing about crypto doesn't mean it doesn't relate. Because it says nothing about XRP and because it says nothing about crypto, it doesn't mean it doesn't relate. Wilbur Ross allegedly siphoned more than $120 million from associates. Now, here's the reality. Here's the reality of this situation. If I was an associate and I had a choice between running my funds through a transparent system where I could pretty much know he's not siphoning money off, would I do it? Would I do it? Would I do it? Thank you, Clara B, for dropping that. Yeah, it's a form of cognitive dissonance. It's very real. It's a very real form of cognitive dissonance, creating that separation, creating kind of like using what they understand as your emotional attachments to manipulate your decision-making process. Don't let that happen. Don't let that happen. So what does this mean? If we see in 2 or 3 years, that there's a couple different potentials for you to invest in or to hold money in, or if you're letting someone move money for you in a sense, what does it mean if you have 2 different institutions, one that has transparency and you can see where the money is if it gets siphoned, and one that doesn't? Over time, we're going to pretty much see an unrelenting appreciation for the transparency model. I think consolidation into the transparency model. And I think this is probably like one of the last times you can see this. Probably one of the last times you can see someone siphon off this much money from from their associates. Really, really looking forward to this not happening in the future. That sounds way cooler. Yeah, no, Kelly Slade, you're right. I think so. I think you're right. Yeah, no, totally. I'm feeling good about the market ahead for Bitcoin Cash as well. It's just going to take the next bull run for people to understand the possibility for the utility of that token. We're looking at Bittrex earlier, and we were just looking at the trends on Google, and looking at all that combined. The information today, what's really happening? We have the ledger exposed up too for everyone that hasn't already seen the ledger exposed. We were looking at that yesterday. And what else were we going to look at? We had the Whiteswin chat up where he's talking about the XRP ledger features. So features that are built into the XRP ledger that no one even really knows about yet. That's pretty crazy. I can't really say for sure, how long it'll take for people to start having this conversation, but I'm looking forward to the day that developers start really looking at like, wow, I could just build something on top of this. It seems really easy. It seems really, really fun. I think that, honestly, looking at the entire crypto market, we're in a really interesting spot. We notice that Bitcoin dominance is up. We know that market cap's down. We know the pendulum's swinging right now towards BTC dominance increasing, but we're still seeing BTC price slip. And in reality, what can we expect moving forward? People are saying that we have a very pivotal moment this afternoon or this evening, looking at the price close for Bitcoin as an indicator for the weekend. And what does that mean for the rest of the market? Are we going to have a bounce or a slide? Are we calling up or down in the next day? Is a really good question. And I can't say for sure because I've just been surprised over and over again by this market trend. And in reality, we could have both. It could have both. It could bounce and then slide. It could slide and then bounce, and not in those orders. But overall, looking at the next 2 months to probably be up and down, a toss up and down, a lot of probably hype-driven volatility. If you understand what that term means, then you probably will be all right. 2 months of hype-driven volatility. That means a lot of speculation on hype that's released as news, and then momentum effect. That's like the 3 biggest indicators of price movement right now. Did I say 3? I think that's 2. That's what we looked at yesterday with the Yale article talking about, in reality, what's happening is a combination of hype-driven speculation and momentum. So that's why I think it's important to keep doing the news. Definitely looking at, how soon the information gets to you, you can kind of stay ahead of, the rest of the market. If you get some information ahead of the rest of the market, you can usually financially benefit from that. That even a few minutes, even 20 minutes ahead of the rest of the market of some pertinent information can really save you. So that's why it's interesting to look at staying on top of this stuff. Again, the entire crypto space is an echo chamber. YouTube itself is an echo chamber. I think that's what I said whenever I got on Alex's stream the other day. Someone was like, "This is an echo chamber," and I get on stream sometimes if I'm working and I take a moment to check out a stream. I try to peep it and say, "Hey, what's up?" I'll say, "Hey," when I enter the room. I notice a lot of people in streams just read a lot of comments. They focus on a lot of comments, and I feel like I don't get to do that with you guys. I feel like I don't get to talk to you guys as much, and I miss you. I'm saying I miss you guys. I'm trying to find a good balance between connecting with you, listening to your comments, listening to your questions, and also talking about the news and what's actually happening today. So the entire crypto market's down under 230 billion. Looking at the coins inside the green, we got Huobi, Wabi token up 7%, and Stellar's up 5%, Wave's up 4%, Ken's up 4%, Dash is up 3%, Augur is up 2%. In the red, we got Nebulous, Bitcoin, IOTA, VeChain's down, Ontology's down. Looking at the entire crypto market cap by volume, always an interesting indicator. Ethereum Classic passed XRP again. So we've got Ethereum Classic passed XRP. What does that mean? I don't know. What does that mean? Litecoin still above Ethereum Classic. Bitcoin Cash putting in some high volume. And EOS really still far behind Ethereum. EOS not even half the volume of Ethereum. And what does that mean? What does that mean? XRP and Bitcoin Cash are pretty close to each other in market cap right now. What can we expect with that moving forward? Is there going to be a jockeying for third position? Interesting to look at the speculation cycle. I've made videos in the past about the speculation cycle and how it brings in developers. And I know I've had some, dare I say, naysayers, dare I say, critics of my work in the past say that I overhype things. And if I have potentially hyped something up, I really honestly think that that's because I like playing both sides. I put out some FUD sometimes. I'll put out some FUD sometimes, but most of the time I go hype. Most of the time I'm very sensationalist. I'm a very sensationalist focused journalist in a sense. So yeah, I do sensationalize topics. Yes, I do use hype sometimes. But looking at the video I made, I think it was called the the engine of adoption or something. I can't remember the title of it. It's in my videos. It's like the innovation of adoption or something. It's talking about basically the reality that hype and speculation is part of the adoption cycle. It's part of the adoption cycle. If you're not hyping, if you're not enthusiastic and expecting possibilities, then you're basically killing it. It's basically dead to you. And I know there's a balance there. I know there's a fine balance there. And I know I have a lot of critics out there, possibly because they're just afraid of how good looking I am with blue blockers on and how fast my channel is growing, etc., etc. I know it's a rough world out there, but potentially it's hard to say what the best role is. So I'm trying to definitely find this balance. I want to interact with you guys more. I want to provide real information, but I also want to I like to get excited. I like to get excited about some of this stuff. And I am very excited. I am more excited than ever looking at this information. Like, how can you not look at the information that is out there right now and just go like, oh my lordy. Oh my lordy. Like, I was driving home the other day from picking up dinner or something, just something simple. We have a lot of people in Austin that are homeless. We have a big transient problem here. Basically because all the surrounding cities, like 2 years ago, decided to make it illegal to be homeless. And then instead of putting them in jail, after a few months of that, they realized they'll just buy bus ticket passes and send them to Austin. So we have a lot of homeless people here. And I always try to interact with them and say, hey, like I'll usually offer like, hey man, do you have a phone? Can I send you XRP? No one ever wants any XRP, but I'm always trying to give it to homeless people. And it's interesting thinking about no one wants it. Clara B the other day was like, I tried to give my friends some XRP and no one wants it. I gave a friend of mine the other day, I sent him some XRP on Twitter, and he was like, I don't think I got it. I don't care. I don't want it. That's fine. That's fine. The reality of the conversation is the reason I hype XRP is because I think it's going to become such a base layer, such a standard protocol for the Internet of Value. It won't matter. It won't matter if people know they're using it or not, because it's going to be the base layer. So I'm very excited about this technology. I'm very excited about this space. I'm very excited about connecting with you guys and staying informed as always. So thanks a bunch to everyone for joining me. Thank you for 10K. Thank you all for 10K. It means a lot. It means a lot. I do appreciate it. And there's a couple things that we're doing. The rap video, yes. We have some other videos coming out. I can do that. Lambo, that sounds like a great idea. I'd love to do that video. I'm trying to do more videos like that where I get out and I interact with the world and get away from this room that I'm stuck in. But I like this space too. I like being here, letting you into my studio here. Oh, and everyone keeps asking about doing the cash out. I keep getting messages about cash out. Everyone's like, cash out, cash out, cash out. How do I cash out? So we're going to do that. We're going to do that video. We're going to do a video, cash out video. So don't worry. We'll have that coming out sometime soon. The cash out video is coming. You can get 10,000 XRP right now for $3,336. That's pretty cool. Honestly, pretty cool. So Cardano just dropped under 12 cents. Stellar's the only thing in the green. The entire crypto market's in this lull, kind of. It's in this weird space. People are still probably waiting for the next month or two to find out about ETFs around Bitcoin. But as we know, really discussing even this video, I don't know if Bitcoin Core is the one to hold your breath for. I don't know if that's the one to hold your breath for. We can see Dish Network, accepting Bitcoin Cash. We can see a bunch of dApps coming out for Bitcoin Cash. We can see White's giving lectures on XRP ledger utilization and how to build on top of it. Exciting things happening. So the video I did yesterday, sending 50 million in 3 seconds, costing 30 cents, pretty much highlighting all you need to know. There's no way that doesn't just scream utility. And you don't have to use, even without Xcurrent, going live, even without SBI and DSEX using it as a base currency, even without any of these things happening, you and I can still send money to each other. It's still this open, interoperable, neutral ledger that you and I can use, just like a free, open cryptocurrency. It's just so good. It's so good, guys. It's just so good. I don't even know what to say. Okay, so that's all we're going to do. Thanks for joining me. yeah, I'm definitely feeling very XRP Bitcoin Cash excited. Definitely still on the Cardano train as well. All about that Cardano life. Someone asked me why Cardano the other day, so maybe we'll do a video about that. I think there's a potential huge movement coming in this space. I saw Yahoo yesterday running ads on Hulu for their crypto finance report. Yahoo is running ads on Hulu for their crypto finance report. So what does that really mean? What do we really have happening? It's exciting. It's exciting. You know what? Top Crypto Savage, I think I will do that. I'll try that. I was thinking about that the other day. I kind of need 2 phones. If I'm going to do the outdoor stream, I need 2. Actually, I could use my iPad. I could use my laptop. You're right. My bad. I could totally use my iPad to read the news or to look at the charts, and you guys could see me with my phone. I'll try that. I like that idea. I'm excited about this, getting out and doing some more videos as well. So, exciting times, exciting moments, really good potential. Looking at the 50 million in 3 seconds video and looking at the 888 video, the possibility, the fortune waiting for us. Honestly, as soon as the stream's over, I'm just going to go right back to work as fast as possible, collecting as much money as I can from any other work stream and avenue possible. Again, working my day job. As soon as I get done with my day job, taking some Lyft rides. As soon as I get done with Lyft rides, maybe selling some old camera gear or something. You know, anything I can do to get my hands on more fiat, to get more XRP right now. Again, like I said, trying to buy every day under 40 cents. I don't know how long we're going to be here. I'm thinking about buying 10,000 Cardano for $1,100 too, and maybe 10,000 XRP for 3,300. But I have to wait for my paycheck, so I'm hoping we can stay low for another minute, and then I can stock up more. Stocking up, holding out, chopping through the FUD, staying ahead of the FOMO. Smash that like button, click that subscribe button, give me a thumbs up, show your support. I really appreciate each and every one of you. It means a lot. I enjoy this space, this time we share together, and I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. We're doing 10:30, but sometimes I got technical difficulties. It's like 10:35, 10:40. That's about all we're going to do, though. Thanks a bunch. As always, I have nothing but the best hopes for your day. I hope you drink a lot of water, stay hydrated, feel good about today. You can do this. I believe in you. And also get outside, get some sun, get some movement, do some breathing. Farewell. Farewell. As always, guys, don't forget, have a great day until I see you next time. Boom. That's right.